What's going on, y'all? So before I go on with the main video, I pretty much want to let y'all know about this hilarious, I guess you would say, community guidelines warning. This here is not considered a strike. This is more of a warning because this is my first time getting this. So I am still able to upload. I am still able to do other things, but YouTube says the next time I get this, then I'll start getting these penalties and these actual strikes. But as you guys can see, I got a community guidelines warning for harassment and cyberbullying. And this is due to my Lenon Honor video where I exposed his big move as a big scam. And I find this hilarious because, again, this video was strictly about exposing Lenon Honor's big scam with actual receipts and a step-by-step process to show you guys that you guys can look this information up for yourself. Now, I wasn't told by YouTube who made these complaints about my video. I have an idea. I have certain suspects, but since YouTube hasn't told me directly, I don't think it's fair for me to have these assumptions right off the bat. Only thing I'm going to tell y'all is that I have an idea or ideas of who may have done this. And as the old saying goes, like a lot of people has been saying, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So I pretty much made my appeal the very same day I found out about this warning, and hopefully it will be back up soon. However, though, if this appeal doesn't go through, I don't have no problem re-uploading that video. Or if it turns out if I don't have a copy of that video, I'm pretty sure I do. But if I don't have a problem redoing that whole video. And if I need to add some things to that particular video, I don't mind doing that either. I will not be silenced. I will not be intimidated by a bunch of goofballs who want to report my video for talking about the truth. That video had no type of stalking. I don't know what type of stalking they're talking about, because all I did was just expose the truth. There's no cyberbullying or any of that bullshit. Even to the point, if you look at the damn, what's it called? The thumbnail. The kids' faces were covered. And all of that. It's like, okay, so we're talking about bullying. We're talking about stalking and all that. Okay. So it's like I said, guys, I don't have a problem re-uploading that video if this community strike doesn't get removed and my video's not re-uploaded. I don't have a problem re-uploading the video, and I don't have a problem redoing the video and adding even more stuff. So just want to let you guys know about that in case you guys don't see it. And let's get on to the main video. What's going on, y'all? So right here in this video, this here is kind of an overdue video, and this is just me wanting to state my stance on this whole Dr. Umar Johnson FDMG saga. And this isn't going to be talking about other content creators or any other stuff that's going on. I strictly want to talk about this subject because I do want to make some things clear here, and I basically want to have an open discussion. So if anyone has any differing opinions, whether you want to comment on the video or make a video response, there may be a time, and don't quote me on it, but there may be a time I may do a live. Again, I'm kind of on the fence if I want to start doing lives or not, but there may come a time if I do a live and we may have an open discussion about this. But before I go any further, I feel I have to give off some disclaimers, because I feel if I keep going on, some people are going to have certain opinions about me, kind of questioning me and all this other stuff. So I basically want to make a few things perfectly clear. I am not an anti-fraud warrior. Obviously, if you guys have been watching my videos for quite some time, you obviously see I am anti quote-unquote fraud warriors. However, though, I am not a Umar Johnson supporter. I don't consider myself a Umar Johnson supporter. I consider myself, when it comes to Dr. Umar Johnson, I consider myself to be more of a objective / neutral type of person when it comes to that. Now, the whole thing about this sector, the word neutral has become very bastardized here in this sector. You got people like Max V and JLM who want to give off the narrative that they're neutral. However, though, if you listen to them talk on certain things that they claim that they're neutral on, they're very, very one-sided. So it's pretty hard these days when people want to say that they're neutral on certain things and you listen to them talk, it's not really consistent. Now, with me, again, I'm anti-fraud warrior. I don't have an issue saying that at all. I am also anti-Lenon Honor. Now, let me give you some examples of how I'm neutral or objective when it comes to strictly Dr. Umar Johnson and this FDMG school. So, in my personal opinion, I do not think Dr. Umar Johnson is a scammer. However, I have never donated to the FDMG school because, in my opinion, I don't think Dr. Umar Johnson has been transparent enough to convince me, and I'm only talking about me. Dr. Umar Johnson has not convinced me to give him my hard-earned money to build this school. Now, granted, there are people who are in the Loyal Donors Club who says that Umar Johnson is very transparent with them and only with the donors, and that may be fine. But for me personally, that's not good enough for me that is on the fence of donating to him. So, with all that being said, in my personal opinion, I do not think that FDMG is ever going to open. And I see this ending in two certain ways. I either see in this school being sold. Basically, Dr. Umar Johnson is going to be forced to sell those buildings. And the other possibility I can see is that I see the IRS basically taking that property away from him due to the taxes. Now, as I go further down, in my personal opinion, I do think Dr. Umar Johnson can come off very narcissistic at times. I also think, though, that Dr. Umar Johnson says a lot of real shit when it comes to the black community, and about maybe 90 to 95% of the time when he's talking about black issues and the solutions that we can do for the black community, I am 100% supportive of that. Very, very supportive of a lot of the rhetoric that he says about the black community and the things that we can do. And I will also say that Dr. Umar Johnson has had a positive impact on me overall as far as my self-development as a black man and for me gaining my consciousness for the black community. So you pretty much see how I'm trying to keep a balance when I'm talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm not very one-sided. I'm not on one team. I'm not on the other side. I'm not anti. I'm not pro Umar. I'm just neutral. And I figured I wanted to let that be known as I continue on with this video. Now, for the main topic of this video, I want to strictly focus on the big narrative that Dr. Umar Johnson is a scammer. And I will pretty much admit there was a point in time where I also thought that Dr. Umar Johnson was a scammer. And as time moved on, especially with all of the things that has happened ever since Umar Johnson even bought those buildings, the more I observe and the more I listen to him talk, the logic of him being a scammer is not really resonating with me. So let's go down the line. If Dr. Umar Johnson is really a scammer, y'all, what is the logical explanation of a scammer raising at least $750,000 and for some odd reason this same scammer invested $400,000 of those same exact dollars into 4 dilapidated buildings? From what many people have said, those 4 buildings to get renovated and ready to go without the tuition is going to cost him an estimated $2 million. Not only that, but these are the same buildings that has been proven by people like Make a Change and others. Those buildings are in Dr. Umar Johnson's name, meaning that those buildings need to be paid on taxes. So again, what is the end game for a scammer getting $750,000. And again, a lot of y'all say he had no intentions of building a school. So again, what is the logical explanation for him raising all of that money and spending it on 4 buildings that need $2 million estimated to have the buildings running and going? What is the profit of a scammer doing that? Now, there are some people that's going to make the notion that Dr. Umar Johnson was forced to buy those buildings because of GoFundMe and PayPal giving off refunds to the donors. But here's the thing that I have a question on. If that is the case, are we also factoring in the mail-in orders, the money orders, and the Cash App donations? Because from what I understand, those 3 streams of income don't get refunded. So logically speaking, would have it made more sense and would have you made a better case of him being a scammer if he would have allowed those refunds, the GoFundMe and the PayPal, to go, and instead Umar Johnson would have kept the money from the mail-in, the money orders, and the Cash App orders and took the money and run? That would have been more of a case of saying that he scammed, because again, y'all, at the end of the day, this man bought 4 buildings. What is the logical explanation for that? It's not making any sense. And again, going back to those buildings being in his name, he has to pay taxes on them. Now, sure, is he behind on his taxes? Yes. However, though, if you look it up, he has made partial payments. Is he still behind on taxes? Of course. But again, we're talking about a scammer. Why would a scammer pay taxes on those buildings if he has never had an intention of doing a school? Not only that, though, but Dr. Umar Johnson hired people to work on the school. Now, again, granted, I'll give it to you. Could have Dr. Umar Johnson, could he have hired an actual professional team? You know, he hired people like Don, and again, this is no shade to Don in any type of way. But if he was really a scammer, why would he invest in anybody working on those buildings? And again, yes, I understand Umar Johnson hasn't paid Don. However, though, he has paid other people. So again, if he is a scammer, why would he go through all of this? What's the explanation? Where's going to be the profit margin for all this when all this is said and done? And I have not really heard anybody thoroughly explain this process, because the only thing I keep hearing is that he's a scammer. But I'm asking, where is the scam at this point? What is the profit margin for him to do this? Because in my opinion, if you're talking about people scamming when it comes to money, he would have took the money and ran, and he would have not taken it this far. He invested $400,000 in 4 buildings that's going to cost him $2 million to renovate. Where's the profit margin? That's, you know, it's just those type of things I'm just wondering, and it's not making any sense. So for me, in my personal opinion, at the end of the day, this is not a thing of him scamming. What I see this is as Umar Johnson has been way over his head. That's how I see it. I think he's way over his head. I think, in my opinion, I think Umar Johnson should have started off small. I think Umar Johnson should have started it off with like a small rec center. And if that was successful, kind of do like a franchise type of thing and expanded it across the country. That's my personal opinion. Now it goes back to what I said at the very beginning of this video. The way Umar Johnson is going about this school now, in my personal opinion, it's going to end up in 2 ways. That school's going to get sold, or that school's going to get taken away. I do not see this FDMG school opening ever with the approach he's taking. That's my personal opinion. I do not see this FDMG school ever opening. However, though, at the end of the day, can I say he's scamming? I can't say that he's scamming because it's not making logical sense. And not only that, y'all, but when it comes to these anti-fraud warriors and everybody else saying that he's a scammer, I have yet to see any proof any concrete proof that this man has misappropriated the funds. According to some people, Umar Johnson has been audited plenty of times and nothing has happened. Anti-Afro Svengali has been on YouTube for 4 years and nothing really has happened of note. The best thing that has, the most effective thing that these anti-fraud warriors have done was to basically just shut down events. Those events have nothing to do with the school. So again, can we really say that Umar Johnson is a scammer if we don't have proof, if we can't explain the logical stuff that's going on that a quote-unquote scammer would do? It's not making any sense. To me, in my opinion, Umar Johnson is very over his head. And that's why he's in the position that he is in now. That's how I see it. And I'm pretty much going to end the video with that. If any of y'all would like to comment, make a video response, let's get a discussion going. I know certain people have made discussions about this before, but I thought it was important for me to come on here and express my opinion on this. So tell me what you guys thought, and I'll see y'all later.